The inspiration for writing this textbook was because I've been coordinating a first year management unit now for over 10 years and teaching in one for nearly 20. The textbooks which are currently available on the market tend to be text heavy, and with students who've been born growing up with the internet, they wanted a broader palette for their reading. The current text that we're using, the MGMT, is a book that gives students not only text but also gives them internet resources. So this was my inspiration for writing the text, to give the students something that they would relate to rather than something of my age group, people my age relating to text-heavy books. The thing that I would show to other academics as a thing of most value about the text is actually not the text itself. It's the resources that sit behind the text. As I've mentioned before, people of my generation read books in a different way from students. I think it's really important to touch the academic and say, these are the resources that will help you teach your subject. If I was to be explicit about that, I'd be showing people the excellent instructor's resource manual and the really well-developed questions and other resources that sit behind that manual that make teaching this subject using MGMT a lot easier than using a traditional textbook. I think that students will like most about MGMT and all of the four-letter press is the fact that it's manageable information for them. We live in a world now where multimedia resources are pretty much the standard. Read a newspaper online, click out to another resource. These are common activities for our students. One of the things about MGMT is it actually captures that way of reading. So rather than forcing students to read the way we did when we were undergraduates, it's actually talking to them in a way which they'll understand and which they'll use more effectively. It gives them the information. It doesn't dumb down the discipline, but it gives the information to students in a way which they feel most comfortable with. The way MGMT is different from other resources in our subject area is that it takes on that magazine format. It's immediately accessible to students, and accessibility is an important key to encouraging our students to read and engage with the discipline. As a first-year core unit, my subject is often taken by students who don't intend to follow the discipline in later years. And it's often a process of selling to them the benefits of a subject, which can be quite tedious and difficult if all we're doing is presenting traditional texts and traditional ways of engaging. The MGMT format, the magazine format, makes management interesting, makes it alive, makes it vibrant. And this is the things which students engage with more than being told it's good for them. It's not medicine, it's learning. One of the major challenges that I face teaching a large first-year undergraduate unit, such as mine at Victoria University, is that not all students see the value of management as a discipline. Many students are going on to become accountants, they're studying economics, they're studying banking and finance. For them, management is just a core unit that they have to get out of the way. To see the relevance of the unit after they graduate is one of the challenges that we have when teaching first-year management. And MGMT, the four-letter press in general, helps us deal with that issue. It makes management more interesting for these students, and it helps them to understand how management as a discipline will help them in their career, regardless of their specialisation. The resources that sit behind the textbook and the textbook itself help us manage that process very effectively. We're able to engage with students, we're able to use the excellent resources such as examples from the textbook, the BizFlix movies, the other resources that connect with current industry practice to demonstrate to students the relevance of management as a discipline. So bundled together, the teaching resources, the accessibility of the MGMT format, I think it helps us a lot to overcome these difficulties. The exciting elements of management as a discipline, the subject area that I teach in, is really quite diverse. There's always cutting edges of the discipline. There's areas such as logistics management, there's areas such as international trade, international management, human resource management in an international context. These are all exciting things, but teaching a first-year unit is often about presenting the traditional foundations of the discipline to our first-year students. And that in itself is quite a challenge. what's new in this area is the way that multimedia resources are helping us make this information accessible, stopping it from being boring history, talking about Frederick Taylor and scientific management, or Elton Mayo and the Hawthorne effect, and now making it something living, vibrant and relevant to our students. And the MGMT text and the four-letter press in general is making that connection for us really effectively.